Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
They go play action with Wilson. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23. A nice pickup of 17 yards. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Zamir White, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point from McManus is good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now Etienne to start the drive. And he'll work it ahead to about the 28, gain of 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And that is caught. It's Ridley. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Ridley, 31 yards. And the Jaguars are back within a score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his second extra point here in the first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. This pass complete to Melton. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Play action. It's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin. And the Jags are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. On 1st down, Lawrence. He completes it to Ridley. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Jaguars at 3 and 4 on the year coming into play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now Wilson on first down. Open man Hamler, that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson. He's able to find Melton. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Here's White. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Zamir White with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Last time I remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Now Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Wilson's throw pulled in by Melton. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Of note, that last throw right there, putting him over 3,000 yards passing now for the year.
And when you start running the numbers in your head and realize that we're not halfway done with the season yet, you think to yourself, could this be a 6,000-yard season? That's definitely on the table.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. Gets it to Melton yet again for the grab. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Phillips now from the end zone.
Darius Phillips on the return. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And Charles, they got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. That's complete to White. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's second down. Throwing again here, Wilson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
14.
To throw is Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
The Broncos send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. On the return, here's Agnew. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw...
And all the way home for the Broncos score. Bo Melton, 32 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good, and that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, ETN once more. And some room to work. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there. And that'll be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. They'll run with ETN. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
4th down. Here's Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jags' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point try now for Patterson. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Phillips now from the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Wilson. Another catch from Melton. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Good. Let's go double count right here, double count. Right, 0, 0, 0.
They go play action now. Wilson. Looking deep downfield. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 2nd down at 4. Lawrence. Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Oh, he goes up top. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will make this a 19-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out and start the drive at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Draw play, ETN. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the 2nd half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They go play action with Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Agnew now to return. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt, and that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores. You know that they were thinking second-half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big
pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, and this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16. Now it's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all...
He's got it with the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Calvin Ridley, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Wilson will throw again. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On 1st down, Wilson. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And now here's another interception. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And the Jags are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, two-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Room here to run. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. McManus now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And for the 3rd time now, this is going to wind up a safety. Unbelievable.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get...
Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. It's the whole team. Share congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding this. Tell them line it up like a 4th and 1. We sneaky when we